One-day turnaround to make this happen, to get over here, obviously with Durka going out at the last second, and they made it happen. So fair play to Koi for being a nice organization and letting their player come and shine on the international stage.
The first round Fnatic wins, he aces on LAN. It's like
looks pretty good for Koi, doesn't it? Yeah, you know, they're not really losing anything by giving him this.
Double his contract, double his contract.
I mean, it would be ridiculous as well, because the thing is, you're giving a player LAN experience, you know, but some orgs, they don't care. Well, it's not they don't care, it's they're not very smart. But yeah, fair play to Koi. I mean, really nice in organizing that, and I think obviously for Firoth as well with Alliance, we heard that things were very smooth on that end. So it's good to hear from Fnatic, but they've only got one round. Look, you know, they got their players here, but they still need to get a few more on the board.
It's the least sustainable round ever. A 3v5 ace from Hyber. Like, don't get me wrong, NIP are very much firmly in the driver's seat, but it's just whether or not that actually like gets to them. Like, if they're just going to come straight back and win themselves another round, it's almost irrelevant. And again, it's looking like we've got that fast-paced push coming through from Fnatic. They've waited the time. Hyber's found himself the kill. It's the right click, so his knives are gone. But he's been able to retrieve himself a weapon. The pop flash is solid out from Boaster. And finally, they've managed to take over this A side.
They knew that BNJ was there. He had just like popped off one shot. They heard the sound cue. They react instantly. This is a much better round from Fnatic. It again comes on the back of hyper, or should I say hyper aggression, as he goes straight into short. Now we saw that backfire, right? The B main round, he goes in, same pacing, same kind of round, but when he loses, when he dies, it just fell apart. I mean, it all came tumbling down for Fnatic. Boaster was going mid and he died and everything was staggered out. But when it works, this is what it looks like, a flawless round at this point.
They've started using the Paranoia as well, just to try and clear out that player towards tree. Because they've been so aggressive around their smokes. Like, it's not one of those spots anymore where Fnatic can just go, all right, we've got our smoke down, we'll just make our way through. No one's going to flash this one, Mitch, don't worry about that. We'll just walk through. No, they have to now actually counter that player, and don't know if that's going to be something they can do consistently, because he's probably going to adapt.
So there's that, and then you also have to take into consideration that, you know, it's taken this long to have that counter over NIP.
See what the plan is in this round. In fact, it looks like John might be up to a few more shenanigans. We've already seen his mid play in one round, and it did fairly well.
Yeah, he's gone for the light shields here, some fiscal constraints. That was a spam. They had no idea that he's there. They didn't see a barrel or anything. You know, John was a little spooked for a second. But yeah, he's just going to go back and hold this angle, wait for someone on Fnatic to try to take space. I think they're going to drone this out, though, at this point. You're going to be cautious. Yeah, there you go. Drone's going up.
That will at least grant them a little bit of mid-control. And it does mean there has to be a slight switch in position. Did he manage to actually tag the player at the back as well? I think it has. So I think it's forced out a couple of positions. Now, Hyber, I think, will have a rough idea, but the pop flash has just kept him back that little bit longer. And in the meantime, the drone's starting to come through on the other side.
Is Shanji big brain? Is he huge? Did he just use the flash on mid, and then he's rotated instantly to short? I almost felt like that was a reaction play, like, oh, Shanji's mid, we got short, go. He's not going to flash through the smoke, and then he's already here, back in that position that he's been in time and time again. But he's going to make that noise. He's going to try to keep them back. And actually, it's dragged some rotations over as well. You know, just a little bit of utility being used up here by Fnatic, and it's really selling it to NIP that they're defaulting back to the same old A play. 4 players on this A side, and one way outside in spawn with an Odin. Still dangerous, though, and especially with the recon online. They need to destroy that right away, and they have done just that. What a spam!
Just
Jump darts.
Actually, they've got the lockdown, but they won't actually cover out the back of the site, and because of that, some of the positions are still going to be hold. Hyber is at least slowing them down a little bit. The remaining 2 are stuck in the back of the site, but remember, there's still one man lurking in the dark. It may not matter, though. BNJ's just gone sprinting in. Now, they need to get rid of Firoth, and they don't know. They don't know the Boaster's behind. He could just end this round on his own. The first goes his way, and now the panic sets in for BNJ. A solid flank to give them the round, and well, it's now 3 in a row for Fnatic.
Well, that's certainly the wind in their sails now. NIP have just called the timeout before as well. And then they come into this round. Fnatic have, I'm not going to say an easy time, but it can get a little bit concerning now if these rounds keep on swinging Fnatic's way. I think NIP are going to I don't want to change it up a little bit after being faked out like that. They played a super passive round. They tried to react to what Fnatic were doing, but now they've realized that these guys are actually willing to fake them out. They're willing to play into those tendencies a little bit. So I want to see some early round aggression. I want to see some map control for the NIP side. And that's exactly what they've done. Look at John again inside of B main. This is the position that allowed them to have that heavy stack on A that Fnatic kept running into.
Yeah, especially with the fact that in the previous round, they basically droned him out of his spot. So unless Fnatic are going to read things incredibly well, he'll likely be able to hold on to this at least a little bit more. And they've also gone back to the previous setup with the pot flash available from Switch. So this is basically meaning that Zhangji can't be isolated anywhere near as easily. And they've also got a main control with the push that's already come through from BNJ.
You know what's interesting? There's 2 players currently holding this entire map. Between John and Bezany, they have the entire map covered. The rest of the players are just kind of in position to react to whatever kind of control comes through. Obviously, you've also got BNJ peeking aggressively on A long to try and catch a pick. But they're not being given anything. And with 45 seconds left, again, we put the pressure onto Fnatic to make their way up to blitz on in. Hyber is going to be spotted and taken down. John is clean with 2 quick kills. NIP have got control over this round. And Fnatic have to blitz out into John, who just keeps on delivering. Fearoth will try his best. 5 HP and ace needed, and it's not happening today.
I feel like he corrected quick enough to hit that second shot.
Oh, here we go. Second time. He's not even aiming at him as well. That bullet just went where he willed it. Unbelievable. And he almost got Fearoth as well. I saw that hit a strand of hair. He bought it with like 0.5 seconds left, Boaster. You give me a heart attack, man. Whew. All right, so they've got the full buy up. But it's going to take a lot more than just the weapons to win this round.
Yeah, in terms of ults for this round, there's basically nothing online. Hunter's Fury, the only one that's even close, which, well, I don't really think we've seen many, if any, post-plant scenarios. Most of them have just been won by the time the spike actually goes down. And so I don't know how useful that's necessarily going to be. Early utility already expended, and Hyber's actually just gone straight through it! He just dashes into Shandy's face and just takes him out before he can even react with the flash. Benzi's also just gone down to a nano swarm. It leaves BNJ as like the lone defender of this site, somehow dancing between the remaining players, keeping things close. Now John comes through, just tapping away at their heads. And this is starting to get dangerous for Fnatic.
I'm not even sure how BNJ's still alive. That Hunter's Fury's looking for John, and it almost catches his feet. He noticed at the last second. Oh, and with that kill on the Boaster, the round is already done. Fearoth cleaned up in the end. 8 for NIP. Unbelievable.
I can't believe he survived this entire round. Like, I genuinely can't believe it. Like, the fact that Hyber didn't get him initially, then you have him just dancing around the site. Like, this is a beautiful replay, by the way. Thank you very much for this. But just no one being able to clear him. And then by that point, swing. Again, we're going to have the battle of the Odins. Mitch is devastated that no one's actually really found a kill off of this just yet.
No all, but okay, come on, I'm getting excited, man.
Oh, wow.
Keep it going.
Wow, they did like 18
HP.
damage.
Woo!
Wow.
Huge Odin gameplay. Oh, God, yeah, no, we're really not getting the Odin game I was hoping for, especially seeing the Magnum attack side. Fearoth's trying to pick it up now and do a little bit of damage himself, but not finding it. The deep shock dart's going through. And with the minute on the clock, you know, Fnatic, they've put all their eggs in one basket. They are sat outside B. They're waiting to go through. You're seeing that there's going to be a paranoia, I think, moving up through main. Already spotted that John's up close. I mean, you've got to deal with John. You know this guy. He's going to take 3-4 kills if you don't take him down. He's pushed through with an Odin. What a madman. The Odin wall bang from Fearoth to finally deal with John. This is where the rest of NIP come big. And it's Shanji, the flash again. But only one found on the back of it.
And the remaining players are still yet to rotate through. The paranoia won't really grant anything. Oh, never mind. Blinds Mystic enough that he can't do much, and Fearoth left in a 1v2 scenario, unable to get the spike down, but he picks both of them, but he can't quite get anything. They managed to dodge just through the edge, trying to get something. Oh, there's no way he clutches this with just 10 bullets of an Odin. First kill goes away, but he switches, and now the time becomes the issue. Just 12 seconds left, and BNJ will swing.
Doesn't these guys really like to play the Frenzy?
Yeah, I'm a little bit sad that they then don't run that with the Brimmy. Stim those frenzies up, you're in there like lightning, but Hey, I don't think these guys need any help with the W key, that's for sure. You've also got an aggressive position already being held by Hyber. He's just going to try and hit the headshot and get out of there, and unfortunately, no headshot to be found.
At least he does the latter, getting out of there safely. Turret going to be destroyed up close. John with the reload, and this Danger Man's now moving into the site. Already tagged up once, flashed up, not able to get too much done at the start, but now here he comes, closing in the distance, and this is where the Frenzy really thrives. The shots aren't going to land, and one headshot's not quite enough, but it has weakened up Magnum, making it easier to be taken down by BNJ or Kawazine, but never mind. In the end, Fnatic take that.
Can say is, okay, they haven't had much time to practice, but I imagine they're choosing a map that they have had time to practice.
I would hope it's at least their second best map coming in. So